the city to see a marching band. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, and I'm coming at you today with a VeVe OMI update video. A little bit of Definity as well. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi, or Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. And the rule, there's so much to go over. It's like every day. I could do like anyway, I'll probably be speaking for like 45 minutes, and I will get to everyone's questions as soon as that 45 minutes is up. If you don't have that time, just give me a super chat. It could be as little as $2. I will go on and answer that question ASAP, like right away. And then we can just get on. I can get on with my blurb. You can get on with your day, and we are good to go from there. Let's start with Definity. Let's get this bread. All right, so Definity is down about 1.7% on the day. Not really a ton of good things for Definity. I did read something. Let's go to that real quick. It was, I think I read it yesterday. It was just saying, hey, July was up to like the greatest month that they had ever had. August was about the same, but they did have a couple of people go on holiday in August. So like we would have done more than July, but we had a couple people go on holiday, so it was about the same. And the same thing for September, so it's kind of like a three-peat, triple crown there. They did have a lot of volume. Again, I really wish they'd be public with this because it's a good amount. And then again, that's really just for foreign currency stuff. And they are about to toss crypto into there as well, which has a lot fatter margins. And then they do have the casino gaming that they're getting into as well. In a year from now, this will be an unrecognizable company, probably in the top 100. But again, it's not financial advice. This is just my opinion. 7,100 in volume today. That is not a ton. But 100% people really like it. So that's really cool. Let's see where this volume's coming from. It is MEXC. MEXC is 6,900 in volume. Everyone comment nice down below for the 69. $200 in volume on Pancake Swap and $286 in volume on Uniswap. Damn, that is a low day. Anyway, let's go on and go towards the OMI, shall we? Foster Hilt had made his first video in a little bit. Going and says buy and sell VeVe digital collectibles with OMI stacker and all this. So you do have O'Milly saying, hey, one of the YouTubers should have made the stacker marketplace overview video. The opportunity was right there. The reason why I didn't is because it's still in the live testing phase. And I don't want to make a video on how to do stuff with it, and then they roll out other stuff. But again, Foster being just an absolute champion, being like, you know what, YOLO, I'll make a couple videos, one here, and then one after they roll out the other features, other IP, and other stuff that they're doing with that. So that's really nice that they're able to go in and talk about that as well. And then they had Ecomi at some point today. Well, Foster said Stacker World Marketplace allows users to buy and sell VeVe collectibles using the OMI token. Learn how to sign up for Stacker, link Stacker to VeVe, use the crypto wallet, bridge swap OMI, earn MCP points. And then Ecomi had, I thought they had done, oh yeah, they did. They said, in case you missed it, the Stacker World Marketplace is now in public testing, allowing users to buy and sell VeVe official digital collectibles using the OMI token. Want to learn more about the Stacker Marketplace? Here's Foster Hilt. He's got you covered and all that jazz. So going over to Ecomi on the day, down about 1.2% at 00039. So we kind of hover at the 4 mark between like 3.6 and 4.0. 266 volume on the day. Again, absolutely atrocious. But if you go and you take a look how people are feeling about it today, usually these are positive now for the longest time. Am I Billy Joel? Because for the longest time, it was just overwhelmingly negative just because you had a bunch of people that had bought the top. They're feeling super beside themselves. Let's see where the most volume is. It looks like it's usually a Sendex. So a Sendex 153,000. There's no other that's even close. You have OKX at 65,000. When OMI does take off, it usually is OKX that has the volume. OKX is the bigger, I think the biggest exchange that we have. And that's the one that, again, that's where we had like we had 2 million in volume the other day. Half of it, 1 million, was just by OKX alone. So when it does take off, that's probably going to one that's going to get the most volume, unless we have any type of, what do you call it? Unless we have any type of new exchange at that point. Uh, O'Milly had asked that question today. So O'Milly had like, I think it was, I don't know if this was planned or not. If it was planned, I do not think this was advertised well. But him and Miss Gecko, they hosted a space today, as they do lots of days. And Ben decided to come on. So again, unsure if it was planned or not, but it literally just ended like 45 minutes ago. Let me try to go and see when. Oh, I guess they had advertised it like 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, but I just didn't see it. There was a couple of questions. We'll go through them all. Well, not all of them, but just stuff that I can remember. So Ben was asked about self custody, like right out the gate. That's cool. That's I'm curious to see what their thoughts are on that as well. It says that IP is what helps make VeVe great, but unfortunately, he really doesn't have an answer for us today as far as self custody goes. My interpretation on that is like never say never, but I wouldn't expect any type of self custody for at least a few years. You know, just my opinion on that. Again, I don't want to put any words in Ben's mouth, but Ben did say that he does not have an answer. He also said that he thinks it's easier to onboard users without having to have seed phrases and stuff like that. And onboarding new users is a major priority of his. So I think that's good. That's where his mind is. Like, hey, no need to try to bring on new users if they're just going to get frustrated with seed phrases, and they're just not going to be able to. They're just going to give up. That fair point. Joe Sixpack is not going to mess with seed phrases. Speaking of which, before I go any further, Danny the Bull got hacked. If you received a message from Danny the Bull, do not answer it. Block that account. I don't know if he'll ever get access to that account again, or at least unfollow. Just don't interact with that account. Guys, please do not click any type of links that you have no idea what they are. Do not download anything. Don't click links. Just don't click links. I don't say don't click any links at all. If it says like, hey, it's downloading something, X out of that, stop the download. Just do not. ChrisCoffee.eth almost lost everything he had. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, thankfully he was able to recognize that, but I just want to throw that out there. Again, ChrisCoffee.eth, like when you have .eth in your name, you probably have a, what do you call it? You probably have a little bit of an idea of what you're doing in Web3. Again, the average Joe Sixpack is just going to have no idea. Okay, I download this, I click this, connect, and they're going to get wrecked. Ben does say that it is important that he wants to meet the needs and wants of the community, saying that they do listen in different ways, whether it's spaces, whether it's research team doing polls, searches, panels, they listen via their community managers, and is currently using those findings for a new roadmap. I'm going to be very careful with my words here. He says that, again, as he's listening to the needs and wants of the community, he's doing all these research with the community managers, and he has like his own, what's that called? His own like anonymous account that he listens to everyone with, or that maybe somebody listens to that with and gives them the spark notes of. And he says that he's using all of these different things for a new roadmap. He didn't say that he would publish the roadmap, but he did say that he would have a new roadmap. Again, more on that later. Says prioritizing what will have a biggest impact over the next 12 to 24 months. He did go and make care to say that he is the short-term guy, David's the long-term guy. His job is to develop things that we will see in 12, 18, 24 months. I know some people are tired of waiting, but again, he's a new CEO. Let him cook. Got to give him some time to cook. He literally just started, so let's give him some time. But he does say that as a pioneer, that they are constantly learning, that they're smarter today than they were yesterday, last week, a year ago, etc. And there is a ton of work to do, and part of how he knows what to prioritize is that, again, he does have those anonymous accounts where he listens to all these YouTube channel spaces. He didn't mention how much. Okay, I'm going to give 5 points of importance to these people because these people like know what they're doing, they're in the account, and like -1 points to these fudders because they're just going to say what they're going to say. He didn't mention that, but again, it is nice that he is listening to everything. I hope he doesn't listen to everything because, again, a lot of fudders and a lot of people like, hey, I want this. Okay, you say you want this, but there's zero evidence to say that you've ever done something like this before. So again, I'll we should all probably trust Ben's judgment here. And again, this was co-hosted by Miss Gecko. Miss Gecko had asked him what intrigued him about VeVe in the first interview, just in the first place, because he did interview David last year with some help. But Ben says that he's exposed to tons of businesses. Again, when you're general manager of not just New Zealand, and then you get bumped up to general manager of all Australia and New Zealand, you're probably doing a good job. Anyway, because he's exposed to hundreds, probably hundreds of businesses and projects and cryptos, one of the challenges that, with the new technology, and he's a believer, but he's new. Everything is new. So to get mass adoption of a new technology such is really hard. And that when he met David, he knew something was up, because when he announced the interview, the socials went like crazy. I don't know how many people are like super pumped to follow Binance New Zealand, but he said as soon as that happened, he saw an influx of people that he had never seen before. So he's like, okay, what's going on? What is this VeVe? And he says what's most valuable to collectibles really is scarcity, saying that I own, quote, one of X, end quote. And VeVe offered that. The proposition of VeVe is that it's loved and that it has crazy potential to grow. And he says that even though he didn't really know who VeVe was, he knew what Sesame Street was, and that just got him down that rabbit hole. Again, same thing. You don't have to know VeVe, David, Dan, Ben. You don't have to know me. You don't have to know any of these guys. You just have to know, oh, hey, Spider-Man. Yeah, everyone loves Spider-Man. Like who doesn't? Who doesn't? The Transformers reference where Anthony Anderson is just like, so what? I downloaded a couple million songs off the internet. Who hasn't? I can love that guy. Anyway, basically said that VeVe stood out among the hundreds of other projects. And you ever see Once Upon a Time in Mexico, where Johnny Depp is like super CIA agent, is like, if that isn't interagency cooperation, I just don't know what is. If him saying that VeVe stood out among every single other project that he's seen as part of Binance, if that isn't bullish, I just don't know what is. Again, O'Malley had asked about the VeVeVerse. Now, this was asked already it was gone over with my collectibles and Ben about a week ago or a couple days ago. Ben saying that you could hear something about it pretty soon. Says that the team has done so much work. So I like that he did give credit to the team. That was really cool. And said that, listen, like, mistakes are part of a growing business, and if you don't make them, then you're not growing fast enough. Says one thing he wants to do is for hyper growth is to change focus. He didn't share on what he's going to focus on, so I'm really curious for that. I might ask him that next week when he's on. He will be on next week. Let's see what he's going to be on at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that'll be good. He did say he would share visuals for the VeVeVerse very soon. That is something that I've been trying to get for like ever. But again, he hasn't had that yet, so we'll wait and see. I'm going to guess at some point next year they're going to want to get through Comic-Con. They're going to want to get through other stuff. I don't think they do any type. Maybe if it's just the visual, maybe we get that maybe the end of the year, maybe early next year. But I don't think we get some type of actual VeVeVerse stuff until next year. But he did say to keep sharing the feedback. O'Malley did ask about the roadmap that Ben mentioned earlier in the interview, and he's like, "Hey, I forget how he phrased it, but it's like, tell us about a roadmap." Because again, earlier in the interview, Ben did say that he was using these things to build a roadmap. But Ben says that businesses in the tech space traditionally would have a 3 to 5 year roadmap. Says that no one knows what's going to be the next big thing in this category, because this category didn't exist a few years ago. So that is kind of impossible. So he's saying he places bets, listens to the community, goes where the community takes us. And much outside the community will affect where we go, which again, you have the 4-year cycle, you have things that run different narratives. VeVe could not do anything. They will still pump when the digital collectibles narrative hits. That's just a fact. But he says R&D is a massive part of his strategy, saying that they need to do the R before the D. R&D is just research and development. That's a really good way to offset a lot of gains and taxes and stuff, because I think I think Apple pays like no taxes because they put like billions into R&D. And if America does this so that they can stay ahead of the rest of the world, So other companies like, oh, we're just going to put a ton into R&D, and that's how these companies stay ahead, again, of the rest of the world, keeps America number one. I don't know what the laws are like in New Zealand. I imagine something similar. But saying that they need to do the R before the D, I don't know how he didn't give a timetable. It was like, yeah, I'm being facetious here, but yeah, we're gonna research for 2 years and then start to develop. I don't think that's the thing. I don't know how close he is to actually not finishing it. Research is never finished. Acting on the research that he's already gathered. I'm gonna hope by January, by Q1 of next year, is like, okay, we've done our research, we have things in development, and again, the research just never ends. But he said no, he will not publish a roadmap because it is subject to change. So he is building one that is mostly for internal stuff, for himself, for the team. He will not publish one though, because again, the space is so new and so volatile and so crazy, and AI, and you have so many things that can change it. He doesn't want to publish a roadmap only for a curveball out of left field. But, oh, okay, yeah. Well, we got to pivot here. A lot of that's just really due to the SEC, but a lot of that is just technology and just people innovating. And as you innovate, things that you thought would be cool might not be cool, and as things that you thought like we're never going to put any effort into this, suddenly, oh, we gotta rev up those fryers. We gotta really go into this because again, things change, sentiment changes, people change, disasters happen, amazing things happen, incredible things happen. So I know that's really not a popular answer that people are going to want to hear, but if you listen to the reasons, again, it makes sense. I'm happy with that. Saying that Apple, Spotify, Amazon, they don't do a roadmap. Saying surprise and delight is what he's going for. Now, not going to want to come on the podcast. Does Apple do a roadmap? No, he's correct. But Apple has something new come out every single year, and people expect that, and they're happy. Just they don't have a roadmap, but they have something new every year, and people get it. They expect it. They're happy. So I just want to. They have something new every year. As long as they have a pace in which they're coding and they're testing, and they have new things come out every so often that people expect, I'm pretty happy with that. Ms. Gecko asked him about hypergrowth because he mentioned hypergrowth, saying that we're going to reshift focus, but he didn't say where they were going to focus. Now, obviously, we all want that answer. Tell us what you're doing. But at the same time, it's like, okay, yeah, Randy, let me go tell you guys what you're doing because Cryptoys is there in the corner. Pinnacle's over there. Whoever's going to buy Recur is listening. Like, I don't want to go and tell you in a public space what we're doing so that all these other companies can just get in on our blueprint. Just spies with their spy equipment listening to what we're saying. They can't do that. So yeah. Anyway, he says that new collectibles. Collectibles in general are $475 billion industry, and it's growing exceedingly fast. It grows about 5.5% every year, and by 2032, the collectibles industry would be about $762 billion. And we're in the digital collecting game, and everything in the physical world can be tokenized. Say that there's a ton of opportunity, but again, doesn't say which opportunities they're focused on. So I know, again, we're clamoring for answers, but you don't want, like, you can't have an ace up your sleeve. If you show everybody what's up your sleeve, then it's like, oh, okay. Like, I guarantee you in VeVeVerse, in updates, there's updates that we know about. All right, so let's take this back here. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Lord Elrond's talking to Aragorn, says like there's this massive land army coming in from the north, this which you know. But Sauron in secret moves another army, pirates and all the other scum in the west or whatever. That's something that they move in secret. So VeVe has the things that we know about. We have VeVeVerse, we have obviously the OMI NFT, we have new IP, we have all these things are public. But there is other things that aren't public. And again, you want to keep those secrets. You don't want to have them out in the open so everybody can see what you're doing. It's really hard to go in and out innovate people if people know what you're trying to out innovate them on. Now, again, obviously we're VeVe, we're the biggest and baddest, collectibles platform out there. But all somebody has to do is say like, okay, that's a great idea, but here's how we could pick, and then they go like, so in order to out innovate, we really need to keep that secret for right now. O'Malley had asked if the collectibles can be FDIC insured. Ben says because there's so many different countries and all of them have different laws, he's just like, we have to have legal Dave has to come in and answer that at some point. He then brings up what happens if VeVe's shut down. He echoes what David said a few years ago, saying that they do have contingency plans for that, so nothing new there. O'Malley asks any plans for transfers. Ben says that we know what the community wants and we will try our very best to get those things. Kind of answering without answering, be like, I'm probably not going to be able to do that. But having offers on Stacker is something that they're going to roll out. I don't know when. It could be next year. It could be next month. We have no idea. But that's going to basically be the same thing. Oh, hey, you're not going to be able to list an AF-15 for $20 because that would get sniped up by bots in a second. But you could have it listed for $30,000 and then have somebody offer you, $100, and then you could accept that offer. So that's likely going to be our way of getting transfers without getting transfers. That would be nice. Millie asked Ben if he held OMI. I don't know why he wasn't just like. I guess this is a question from the audience. I don't know why he wasn't filtering these. Ben obviously could not answer that. It's like, well, Chavez, you don't prepare any of your questions. None of your questions are filtered. Like, fair point. Amelia asked if crypto will ever be integrated in the app. Ben says he doesn't have an answer, but I can probably take a guess here that because we have Stacker and it's that third party and they take care of pretty much everything, I would say no. I would say all the crypto should be associated with just Stacker because we have everything figured out there. Ben says he's cool with swearing, which I thought was fun. So we're gonna be NSFW when Ben comes on next week. Maybe not that big, but so David's job is more longer term. Ben says the former and relapsed customers are the biggest opportunities. Say they're working on how to bring them back. He says he's on it. So I'm pretty excited for, again, that's just a little quick recap of what he was just on. Again, O'Malley and Gecko Space. Now we have the rest of the Pokemon posted for their new upcoming set, Latios and Latias. And who retweeted that? Who shared that on Instagram? It was David Yu. Dude, I don't know. I don't know what he's got to know, right? I feel like Ed O'Neill in Modern Family, where it's just like, my old man never even said I loved him, but he had to know, right? He had to know, right? David, you have to know, right? He has to know that we're watching everything he does. Like he's got to know. Right? I don't. Again, I am just assuming, and I get it. It's assume with you some stupid American phrase. I don't know. Man, ask out of you and me. That he's just a fan. That David's just a fan that really likes Pokemon, and that's probably it. He's probably just curious to what they're doing in the digital realm. Or we have the license. I have no. It could be either or. By now, I have no idea. But again, now that David can solely focus on getting new IP, and David, so like, okay, in an episode of House in like 06 or whatever, he gets a theory that this guy that he's like immobilized and he pushed his wheelchair into a pool. The leading theory was that he was going to unalive himself, right? And then House he goes on a run one day and he's sweating. So he goes in like a fountain. He's like, wait a minute. My guy wasn't suicidal. He was hot. He wanted to cool off. I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's take flight. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So he goes to Cuddy and he's just like, I have a theory. This is it. I was on a run and he explains the theory and Cuddy's just like, no, House. No. This is your biggest high when you get a theory that nobody else gets and you have to hear the word no. This is David's biggest high is taking a license within arm's reach that he does not possess and getting it. The biggest high that David has is going after a license that we do not yet have, and that meeting killed that meeting, crushed it, and then he gets the call like, yeah, we'll sign, get DocuSigns, whatever. Like, now that David doesn't necessarily have to run the company anymore, and because Ben's taking care of that and he can focus on this, what do you think the number one license is that he's going to get or going to want to get? My bet is on Pokemon. But that's just me. Digital asset investment products saw minor outflows totaling 147 million last week, higher than expected economic data last week being the likely culprit. Bitcoin saw outflows of 159 million, while Ethereum saw 29 million in outflows as well. The UAE exempts crypto transactions from value-added tax. Dude, shout out to them. Shout out to those guys. As per the thumbnail, CGC 10, they're handing out a new pin at Comic-Con. Sneak peek, this pin is exclusive to the pin giveaway at New York Comic-Con 2024. The Gem Mint 10 collaborative pin features gold plating and two-tone green heart VeVe Comics logo. Typically, pins don't go for a ton, so I don't know how much it's going to be worth, but I'll take the freebies. Excuse me. Crypto Joe says, yep, CGC Comics, I see your cheeky pin release. 2024. Let it be known, I love VeVe Official, and I am sure many of the VeVe fam will be all over this. So if you go to Comic-Con, I don't know if they'll all be out by Thursday, what day they're releasing. I'm going to try to go Friday. I'll see what happens. Shout out to some winners here. We have VeVe Digital Collectibles saying winners, Bond winners. Say congrats to 3 random winners. D Galvin 14, Fast Eddie EB, and Blockbuster VeVe. Those are the winners for the Bond poster stuff. VeVe says Sentinel, Star Wars, Spider-Man, Tombstone, Oh My, and more. Venom War. 14 new releases from Marvel Comics HQ are stacked, available in, I don't know, like 6 hours, 8 hours, give or take. Who is in need of? Nope, don't need to do that. Don't need to do that. Oh my God, who is it? Oh my! Speaking of Comic-Con, oh, where'd it go? Wait a minute. Nope, never mind. Disregard. I thought it was something else. I joined. TikTok's being dumb. OMI had a decent spike yesterday. It was up like 8% at one point, and then it obviously came back down. But yeah, every now and then we get a little pop. The thumbnail for yesterday is, again, I had to speak for like 45 minutes, then I had to get the comments. Physical collecting. A lot of shipping is required. There's a lot of shelf space required. There's regional availability. People have no issue paying $40 for a collectible, but when you have to pay $100 in shipping fees, ain't doing it. And playing with it causes damage. I remember a few years ago when I was big in the Pokemon game, a decent amount of my clients were from the UK. And they're just like, wait a minute. I bought this like $2,000 card. And now they're saying, like, they're holding it at customs. They're saying I have to pay like another $600 to get it because of the whole Brexit thing. And I don't know what to do. It was like, I already called PayPal. Like, they'll, like, refuse it, send the card back, and they'll refund you. It's like, but I want the card. I was like, well, then pay the thing. Again, it just makes it a headache for business owners when you have to deal with international shipping. A lot of Pokemon people don't even do that. They're like, nope, not doing that. They'll ship in the US, they'll ship CONUS, they'll ship, whatever. But it's such a brilliant thing with digital collecting. I can share it with someone in Australia. I could share it with someone in New Zealand, South America. It doesn't matter where in the world. If you have that internet connection, I can get my file from me to you. You get that NFT. You get it literally in seconds. Ben is not wrong when it says VeVe is disrupting everything. Whereas VeVe, you have instant transactions, augmented reality, global reach, and play is encouraged. Play is definitely encouraged. Finance stuff. BlackRock's head of active ETFs explains why Bitcoin and crypto adoption is outpacing other major technologies. Gotta love that. Oh my God, that's so cool. VeVe says, please congratulate the latest group of weekly sweepstakes winners from entering our VeVe official Discord. It is Murfster06, KR12T1AN. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. And then Blind to Nonsense. Those are the winners from the Discord giveaway. Shout out to them. Oh, all right, hang on. I have to. I don't know if these are going to be relevant anymore. I have to go to what? Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. Saved. All right. Where were we? Everwing. Robert Geach over on Facebook said, I created this post on X today. Thought I'd share it with this group as well. I know there are VeVe employees in here. In just my opinion, I had so much more fun and spent more money on the app when I could complete sets like The Little Mermaid. It's been very hard lately to buy on VeVe because of the change to their drop mechanic. Creating extremely rare secret rares, meaning like 1 in 40, 1 in 64, 1 in 50, etc., makes set completing nearly impossible or very expensive. Not a fan of this new style. The style creates a dramatic loss of value to other collectibles in those particular sets. Fair point. While some of the drops sell out for VeVe, it is not a healthy way to make long-term users happy. There's only so much gambling a person can do before they stop buying. This goes against the collectors at heart philosophy of VeVe. How do we fix it? Recently invested into another Disney collectibles platform called Disney Pinnacle. And while they're still in early access, they have created some very impressive and creative drop mechanics. First off, unlike VeVe, their drops have an open and close date. This means their collectibles for each set are only available to buy for either 21 or 7 days. After that time, they stop selling and they burn the remaining supply. This creates minting based on the current market conditions. Second, for their limited edition drops, they create a healthy balance between their common collectibles, their rare collectibles. For limited edition pins, there are 5 variants. Those 5 variants, 4 of them have 333 mints. I see absolutely no balance in between them. I guess they're balanced, but there's no difference between common and rare, whatever. Anyway, they do have one chaser. It says that in each set, the chaser has 299 mints. It says this is the balance that helps maintain value and scarcity to all collectibles in the set. These drops are also on sale for a limited time of only 7 days, and after that, remaining supply is burned. Very few have got burned, as most sets sell out. It's interesting. I would love to see VeVe experiment with drop mechanics like Disney Pinnacle. The path that VeVe has taken recently has made it really hard for myself to keep buying on the app. I am a true collector at heart and absolutely love the quality of the product that VeVe creates. And he creates some really cool stuff. Actually, David, you actually responded to this, says, thank you, I will take this in. So that's actually a good, I didn't know he did that. Just to kind of play devil's advocate here, I understand that certain things are harder to collect. Obviously not impossible, but they do get very expensive. This is an expensive game. Now, obviously, that's why they say, like, collect what you love. Because if you try to collect everything, you're just not going to go broke. But you can go broke if you, depending on how much money you have, and you try to collect everything. It is really hard. But when you take a look at how much money they're making, again, I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but when the company that's tied to OMI, if they're not making money, it doesn't look good for OMI. When they are making a lot of money, again, that's how they go in and sell stuff. And I don't want to define like true collectors, for at least me as a collector from back from Pokemon, or where a lot of us, I think a decent amount of my audience, I think, probably got their start in collecting. You go in and you had a common, you had an uncommon, you had a rare, you had rare hollows. They eventually did change that. They had a bunch. They had like secret rare. They had a bunch of those, but that's what it was. The common, uncommon, rare, and then the rare hollows. And they minted a heck of a lot more of the common and uncommon than they did for the rare and the rare hollows. And that's the chase. That's what, again, and Pokemon's the biggest brand in the world. Now they're the biggest, highest grossing media franchise of all time, not just because of that. Obviously it has to do with everything. But again, that's how it's been done for a while. And I hate to be the type of person, oh, this is how it's always been done, this is why we can't change. Like, again, when you see things that are, if you can read the writing on the wall, yes, absolutely, change stuff. And heck, I mean, if Disney Pinnacle is having success on these things where they're selling out a lot, like, that is something to pay attention to. So good for that here. But it is kind of hard to say, hey, these are impossible to collect. because they're so expensive, and then the very next paragraph say like all of these things are going down in values. Like, are you worried about being too expensive, or are you worried about getting it cheap? I feel like that's a little bit of crosshairs, but again, it is good to go in and take a look at this. So that's not. There's one other one. Actually, it's not really anything about that. That's fine. Moving on here. Gary O at 1234CA3 over on X is so excited for the prospect of low mint CGC grading. I don't know if we're actually going to get that. Sergio actually had a post on this the other day. Let me try to bring this up, if I can find it right here. Okay. Sergio says breaking VeVe partners with CGC. It's actually not a new partnership. They've had this for a while. It's just the strengthening of their partnership. You can put that in the title. Exclusive VeVe comics and CGC pins to be issued at New York Comic Con. CGC digital graded slabs coming to VeVe ? Certified Guarantee Company, also known as CGC, has partnered with VeVe. Okay, blah, blah, blah. A VeVe Comics pin will be issued at this New York Comic Con by CGC. Unconfirmed at this time if a digital version of the pin will also be released. I think that would be great. He says it's a safe assumption. We'll see. Says the partnership between the largest comic book grading company service in the world and the biggest licensed digital collectibles platform on the planet represents an incredible opportunity for digital format collectors. Users have been requesting the digital comics get graded based on factors such as rarity, special mint numbers, and low mints. A partnership with CGC would presumably include a digital graded slab. These slabs could then be featured in the secondary marketplace to signify its significance. Take example, Amazing Fantasy 15, which is published by Marvel in 1962. Owning the special number 1962 mint would get graded by CGC and issued a digital comic book slab. When listed in the VeVe marketplace, any CGC graded comic books on VeVe would be highlighted. A user could then see the significance of the mint number on the digital CGC slab on VeVe. This seems like a no-brainer product that I could see many collectors on VeVe utilizing. Saying with this partnership, it entails is speculation at the moment, but the product between the two entities seemed pretty obvious. Digital graded slabs or comic books on VeVe. This would be fun. This would be really fun, but we're just not 100% sure what is going to be happening. So we'll keep y'all posted. Tokidoki here. All right, let's get into this a little bit. It is good to pay attention to other socials. Generally speaking, I don't think I see VeVe really on TikTok at all, but I go on TikTok anyway because I do. I don't know if y'all, for those of y'all that are on TikTok, I don't know what's wrong with the person that is in charge of the Nutter Butter account, but it is wild. It's like, it's not even brain rot. It is like, I want to say it's like what an acid trip is like, because it's not, unless it's a really bad trip, which I've never had, but it is wild. So anyway, Nutter Butter had this thing where they had that was a screenshot of one of their things. And Tokidoki says, this is me after consuming an absurd amount of Nutter Butters. Okay. Sneeze. Oh, bless me. So this is me after consuming an absurd amount of Nutter Butters in one sitting. And I say, hey, Tokidoki, I love your stuff on VeVe Digital Collectibles. They respond and they say, thanks. I thought that was really cool. Say, thank you. We appreciate it. Croc's giving their 2 cents over there. So yeah, I think it's really cool. Again, this is just me. When you see a new, or not a new, when you see a license that VeVe has over on another platform, and you can kind of be like, oh, hey, and obviously be very positive when you do this. Like, hey, I collect your stuff on VeVe. Hi. And then they go on, they respond, hey, thanks, we appreciate it. It's nice. Just, be nice. Anyway, it's just what I'm saying over there. Josh, server lead in the VeVe Discord, saying a big change has been done. If you notice, your Discord experience has changed, possibly a result of not KYC verifying in a hashtag SOS get help ticket. Don't worry if that's the case. We have a hard work moderator team taking tickets and getting everyone verified. When you're verified, you'll notice the layout will return to how it was before. That's so just if anybody uses Discord, I hate using Discord, but I'm just not going to go over that. How about the other day? How much? I still haven't gone. Chuck and Hank, if you're here, I have not gone to listen to the song Tom T. Hall's "I Love Beer," but I probably should. Mr. MC1 says, The level 100 gift that we're getting at New York Comic Con apparently takes 3 weeks to prepare, as is personalized. We do have other, people are really happy that the vaults are rising, and got to go over the gold logo as well. So as of yesterday, Poly Market, which you can bet on the election, they had Trump winning at 54% to Kamala's 45%, which again, if that happens, would be very good for crypto. Robinhood chief legal officer seen as leading contender for SEC chair if Trump wins. Get that bread. There is an announcement based on David Yu's comments in Metaverse Life's recorded X Space yesterday with VeVe Magic. If you missed my update video from that, VeVe Magic has the actual 45 minutes where David was on her channel. You can go check that out. But VeVe Gold Logo redemptions. VeVe will publish dates and times. Oh my God, hiccups. Sorry. VeVe will publish dates and times for standard logo redemptions on multiple dates at the VeVe booth, like last time you had the gold grenade, etc. They will keep you posted. There are special New York Comic Con 2024 exclusive redemptions only for gold logo holders registered and attending the party on the 18th. That is the gold logo party. It includes 3 physical gifts and 2 or 3 digital gifts for each gold logo holder. And I have 2 logos. Just had to throw that on there. It says, I have a list of all logo holders and their logo numbers, and VeVe has planned only for a few of those plus a few extras. If there are too many logo holders, and the first goal will be to ensure that each logo holder gets at least 1 set of gifts. So far, so good. Hold on. Before I get through the rest of this, let me go on and ask y'all to smash that like button. It's a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways, Patreon specials. You know the deal. You know the drill. It's been 41 minutes already. Oh my God. All right. We don't know what the gifts are. There will be a bowl with the names of all guests and a bowl with the VeVe Gold logo holders all night long. Mr. MC1 and some others will be pulling names and giving stuff away. I thought that was really cool of him. Everyone say a prayer for our Florida peeps, because that Cat 5 do be coming though. Do be coming a lot. Where you from? We don't have it. All right. So Nick Caffrey or Niddle over on X says, Stacker, what's your official support Twitter account? Looks like several accounts are impersonating Stacker World. Dr. Prop says, we don't have any other account, so everyone else is an imposter. Please report those imposters. A couple friends saying that the gold logo is going to be worth 50K. I told y'all. It's worth like 6K right now. Let's see what it's at. I haven't checked, so I don't want to spread the misinformation here. But people are really excited that their vault values are rising. I've been noticing that those types of comments for the past week or so. So just got a shout out. People are happy. Yeah, the gold logo 6K, and that's really the only one that I think people could get right now. The next one is Sergio, who's at 7K, and the next one's 7,400. It's just 7K is a lot. I mean, 6K is a lot, but you know, with everything the gold logo gives you, 6K kind of makes sense. So many notifications. The 7K though is a lot. So really, if you want one, there's kind of only one left. The other one, again, this isn't scarce. Like there's like dozens listed here, but you know, after the 7Ks, they get really extreme. I don't think people are going to pay for that right now. When the narrative takes off, this will be like 5, 6, 10x from here, you know, give or take. Anyway, we have the all right, so exchanges for OMI, which I don't think Ben could ever really answer on. You have one of the things that, especially in the VeVe fam, what we want is exchanges for US users. Binance US, maybe, definitely Coinbase, and Crypto.com was one of them. And I say was because Crypto.com has a Wells notice that was given to them from the SEC. And in response to that, Crypto.com has filed a suit against the SEC to protect the future of crypto in the US. Basically saying that, like, hey, SEC, you think everything outside of Bitcoin and ETH is a security? Go heck yourselves. And they're just saying, like, we're not going to take it. Like, are they Twisted Sister in 1980, whatever? Because we're not going to take it anymore. So I don't know if VeVe or OMI is going to get on Crypto.com, just because if they're in the middle of that lawsuit, again, they still could do something like that. It's just hard, man. It's just really hard. The SEC. This is why nobody likes the SEC. This is why nobody respects them. They're feckless. They are evil. Gary Gensler, pretty sure evil. Trump gets elected, and Elon Musk is in charge of the Department of Government Efficiency. Hopefully, he can just get rid of like 80% of them. Rarible goes off and shares gaming and NFTs. A match made in heaven. Gotta love that collab like no other. I went film with Foster. Eva, shout out to Eva from VeVeVersity, saying can't wait for my first ever Comic-Con. He's got 2 of those secret rare, or I'm sorry, the ultra rare tickets for her and her fiance. They will be joining us for both parties. It's going to be great. Yep, Stacker did burn up now 5 million OMI, so I think that's really cool. Shout out to VeVe Meister and Dorian for reporting on that. Russia bans Discord. That's wild. Russia. Oh my God, they're. I would hate to do that. I told you about BlackRock before. There's somebody trying to. Again, I mentioned before. Be an imposter account to Stacker. Rock and Blockchain went and said, "Hey, if you add 6 to 8-digit numbers to everyone's profiles and settings, that hides by default, and you click to reveal and swaps every 3 minutes or so, you can have your support verify the code matches to prove authenticity and help keep people safe." Something that they might look into. I think that's all I might have time for today. So let's go and answer the questions over here. What we got? Bill Gardner saying, first like, let's go. Let's get that bread. All right. We're going to burn through that fleet. Jason Pena, thank you so much for being a member. Saying, you down with CGC? Yeah, you know me. Oh, that's a good song. Gary O's, that's funny, dude. Yeah. We all think it's good. Pink Panther says, big things happening. Dude, I can't wait. Comic-Con's gonna be so fucking huge. I still have to make a video on what to do and not to do at Comic-Con. Bill Gardner, give me those dabs. Oh God, my body. Nathan Hanna says, let's go. Meow, meow, meow. Well, it says only 7,100 volume for Definity is crazy low. It is very low. We should be much, much higher than that. Pink Panther says, what's going on with Bumper? Are they still alive? Let's check. Let us check. Let's go do the tape. Bumper is 1.4 cents. Ooh. They are a $3.6 million market cap. And that's fully diluted. They are $700, $772 in trading volume. Jesus, man. Weren't they up to like 6 cents a while ago? 2.2 3 months ago. Yeah, August of last year, they're up to like $1. Repeat, August of last year, they're up to like $1. And now they're 1.4 cents. Even earlier this year, yeah, in March of this year, they were 6.3 cents, 6.4 cents. Maybe I should buy some. Nobody feels anything about Bumper today, good or bad. They're not. They're on MEXC and they're on Bitmart, and man, that's it. I haven't seen them post anything on YouTube in a while. They did post something on their X not too long ago. They still follow me. The last time they made it was like a week and a half ago on 30 September, saying the best time to protect your crypto was probably here. Honestly, they would do better in a bear market because everyone's just going to be protecting their crypto and bumping their crypto. I don't know how. Yeah, they gotta be more active on their socials. I don't know what they're. Yeah, I haven't heard of them making really much revenue or much money, so it's a big gamble. But if what they do gets picked up, oh God, 1,000x. If what they do is they get partnered with these exchanges, and the exchanges say, hey, we want to use your token to bump these tokens, and 100x from here is 300 million. They would be they could be like 1,000x from here at $3.6 billion market cap. They could even do multiple thousands of x's if that were to happen. The question is, does that happen? And again, if that were to happen with all of these major exchanges, and I don't know how many of these, if any, get the bumper protocol, they might not. If they do, Jesus, man, that would go to the moon. But yeah, it doesn't, the chart doesn't look great, but we've seen things pump like out of nowhere before. So we'll see what happens. To my knowledge, they still have a little bit of money, and they can, I don't know how long their run rate is. Oh, hang on. Have you seen this graded Pokemon cards? Yeah, they're not. But yeah, it's kind of messy though, because you don't hold. All right, so people are like tokenizing their Pokemon cards, saying like, "Oh, you buy the NFT, and then we store the cards for you." I don't really trust that. It's kind of messy though, because you don't own, because you don't get custody of the cards. Custody of the cards. No idea in terms of what to look for, but bought a 9.5 Venusaur and 9.5 Alakazam for $10 each. Wait, hold on. Send me pics of those cards, because there's no way you get a 9.5 Venusaur and 9.5 Alakazam for $10 each. There's no way you get that. There's almost zero chance that you got those cards for that price. It costs like $40 to grade, just to grade. Okay. Big hi Pam. Meow meow meow. What up, Big Oz? Uncle Drew says, can you please explain why VeVeVerse is a top priority? What do you consider VeVe's most important business initiative? Well, this would be probably a question for Ben, but I'll do my best to answer it. I think VeVeVerse should be a top priority because you have a really big narrative that will run. That metaverse narrative. When you had something like Decentraland and Sandbox, Decentraland's mana token, Sandbox's Sand token, get up to 9 and 10 billion market cap respectively last bull market, and those can't really do anything in those games. Like I literally have a screenshot. Hang on, let me show you here. This was 2 years ago, saying it's lonely in the metaverse. Decentraland's 38 active users in a $1.3 billion ecosystem. I made a spreadsheet earlier this year that showed the amount of users, monthly active users in both Decentraland and Sandbox, and then for VeVe and Earth 2. VeVe and Earth 2 crushed them. So the metaverse narrative is super important because of where it'll take the token. And then also just they could sell advertising dollars on there. And people can go like VeVe, like take a look. VeVe has no ads. The VeVeVerse though, they probably will do some ads. When, I don't know. I would say that they would have to wait a little while. They'd have to wait for the users to get up there, but that would be an insane revenue stream to go on and do that. I don't know how much it costs their servers. It costs whatever to happen, but they really need to start making money from that. So that's why it'd be a top priority. And again, if they can ride that wave, they can ride that narrative. That you have here, and I've said this multiple times before. I've probably said this a dozen times by this point. You take a look at the most expensive things in human history, whether it's giant ships, the atomic bomb, NASA's budget to get to the moon. What Mark Zuckerberg is spending on the metaverse is as big as the NASA budget adjusted for inflation when we got to the moon in 68, 69, whatever that was. And they're spending, like I said, 25 billion per year right now. And that run rate will likely sustain maybe for another year. But they will that will not sustain forever. They will increase that budget. And again, by the end of the decade, they'll have spent $250 billion on the metaverse. Zucks is a beast. Zuckerberg is a heckin' beast. Every time people think like, he's done, he's out. What does he do? He turns down $10 billion, turns down $25 billion. He buys Instagram for pennies, for cheap. He buys Snapchat. He just buys WhatsApp. I don't think he didn't buy Snapchat. He buys WhatsApp. He's not doing that because the metaverse might just be worth like, oh yeah, he's not changing the name of his company. The metaverse is going to be worth multiple trillions of dollars. And if VeVe goes and they position themselves correctly, they'll get a piece of that. So that's why metaverse should be a top priority. What do we consider VeVe's most important business initiative? It's got to be user growth. It's got to be user growth. The margins are there. Like, we have good margins. We have a decent base, and they can continue like this forever, but they're not going to want to. That you need to increase that user base. And again, Ben said he does have major focus shift. He didn't say on what. I'm really hoping that they go and they take a couple of things that I've said, amongst other things, into consideration. Like, oh, hey, here's some really good examples, Randy. Thank you. I don't even want the credit. I just want the company that is responsible for probably a good amount of my wealth to do well. So it would have to be user growth. That would be, and then obviously user happiness. Those two are probably paramount, because again, they don't need to fix the margins. The margins are there. The margins are good. That's what I would say. Energy, what's going on? Z says October 17th. Skeet. Skeet. Energy saying, since the new comic app went live, I minted over 2,000 comics. Can't wait to see how these comics perform with 1K edition size in 10 years. That is probably a very good investment. Like, that is probably a very good investment. That is wild. That, oh my God, I gotta take a picture of that. That is 22,000 doll hairs. That is a lot. Oh, okay. So this guy got a 9.5 Alakazam, but it's like graded by CGC. Okay. And this Venusaur, it's a Japanese Venusaur, also graded by CGC. This is Alakazam Japanese. Yeah. All right. So, Japanese cards tend to not do as well for sets. Not do as well if they're in regular sets like this. Also, if you get a card graded, you want it graded by PSA. They're the ones most, what's that called? Most known for grading Pokemon cards. Sometimes Beckett in certain cases. Yeah, these are also newer sets. These are also newer cards. Keep them though. Never know what can happen. Never know how they appreciate in a few years. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a popular set. Paul is saying, I'm looking to burn OMI with all my new music coming out. Sexy Toast, oh, then Lambo, tons coming out. Thanks to all. Paul Lizzie, have you taken a look at Emoji? Let me give you a little bump towards the Emoji. Oh, Emoji actually, he sent me something. Hold on. Contact this guy. I'll tell him to contact you. Oh, also, Emoji did make it to the 1,000 streams. He had 1,000 streams onto the Spotify for his Burn Omi song. So shout out to him. And where was I? Dog Boy saying, Randy, shirts are ordered. See you at the con, my man. Okay. Because that's a good point with offers, acting like transfers. Wonder if there will be limits like offering 10K only for a wall, accepting. We'll see. We'll see. What is that, like $2.50? That'd be wild. Swampy number 5. So I hit the like button when I walk through the door. My man. Carl R says, I'm a physical and NFT comic book collector. I think getting CGC involved with VeVe makes 0 sense. How does the condition degrade? I don't want it to degrade by anything. That's why I bought the NFT. Well, I mean, the VeVe getting involved with CGC right now is for the physical comics, which is great. There's been no confirmation that they're going to hand out digital labels. I think that would be cool. But if you want to talk about that possibility and go down that road and say why it makes 0 sense, okay, yeah, I get that. Again, the partnership right now is really just for the VeVe physical comics. But if you're talking about the digital stuff, I think what they're saying is that not that it degrades, but the way that they might go in and value something or grade something would be like, okay, what's the mint number? Is it in the top 5% of mint numbers? Is it in the bottom like 10%? Does it have a special mint number? Is it the year of the publishing year? You know, like whatever it is. So that's what I think they could do. Again, that's what I think they could do, but there's no confirmation as of yet that they would do a digital label. So and even if they do, it wouldn't be about the comic degrading. It would be like, what mint number do you have? So again, that's just a possibility. Boot says, for 45 minutes, I've been watching a live stream you did 7 days ago, thinking it was this live stream. What was the live? You didn't notice the day? It's amazing. Oh, Stacy. All right, let's see what we got here. What did I do 7 days? What did I do 7 days ago? I don't know, but Kyle R is a PS. I'm bullish on VeVe and been a collector on VeVe since March of 21. You OG, bro. You OG. Can you send OMI on Stacker to a trust wallet? I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I haven't done that yet, but I'm sure. What was this Comic-Con this weekend? Nah, it's next week. It's next week. It's going to be a week from Thursday. There are pre-parties on that Wednesday night. I've just spent a few bucks on Pokemon card. Probably won't do a lot. Just on it for fun. Wouldn't doubt if certain cards can do well. There's 107,000 Pokemon cards. Oh wow, that's a lot of cards. That's a lot of cards. Oh, cantare. Oh. Sorry, every now and then the Lizzie McGuire soundtrack gets stuck in my head from the movie. The Real Deal says CGC should make Elektra Captain America a 2 rating. Oh, the shots fired. Oh, there's also one here. Save Pride 2, gosh dang it. Got robbed on the Switch. Needs to be upgraded back. There are others in your camp that probably feel the same way. Abe, an hour later, is the first one here. No way, let's go. Dude, starting to feel sentiment changing on Omi. Butters are real quiet. They are. Butters are very, very quiet. Would love a 10-cent Omi. That was gonna be hard. I mean, we'll get it. I think we can get it. That's definitely within the realm of possibility. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling the sentiment start to change as well. There's not too much that Futters really can say anymore. Not just hello, good sir. Why, hello, Stephen Duarte. It's glad that you're here. Jason Payne 2000. Pure speculation, but CGC announced a merger with JSA, renowned for signature authentication. This makes way for digital signatures and authentications within the VeVeVerse or within VeVe. A picture of that. Go over that again one day. Good point. I need to learn more about that though. Okay, what's going on? Excuse me. Then that playing with Stacker now made a listing for Superman Mint 252. Todd, Joe Madura, Becky Cloonan. Moved my OMI over, no issue. Wonder when we'll get OMI rewards for having OMI on Stacker. I don't know. Oh, I hope so. I honestly, I don't know why people, again, not years ago. Oh, it's not showing me. All right. Like a week ago, I had I was getting like 1,000 points for having my OMI on the app. Now I'm getting like 700. That can only mean more people are moving it on the app, which I don't really understand. So maybe Stacker's already counting. I don't know. I don't know why people would be moving it on the app, but they do. They be moving it. Anyway, Student Order says, loving that floor on the 350 GT. The secret rare? Yeah, let's see. What was that, like 9K before? Let's look at the Tree Fitty. That is $8,800. Damn! And Johnny Dunn with the number 87. I know a few were bought at like the 3 and 5K level. I don't know if any was actually bought at like the 7 or 8K level, but you did have them go for thousands of dollars. So, we'll see. Flippy Love You says, good morning, Randy. Oh, good morning, my Flippy. Meow, meow. Flippy. That's the Happy Tree Friends music. Anyone have like kids or know a story about like the parents they like put on Happy Tree Friends because they don't know what it's about? Like, oh, cartoons. And then suddenly they're killing each other. And me and my gal were talking about that yesterday, how like kids are just they're so drawn. I mean, they're so drawn to these types of things. Like they're drawn to these types of like violence. I mean, back in the day, me and everyone that was born in like the late 80s, early 90s, we saw a dude get decapitated online. It was wild. This is not all right, guys. Be advised, this is not Prince Manvendra's Twitter. That is not him. That is not him. Let me just confirm. Let me just confirm. Let me just confirm. I don't think that's him, but let me check. Give him a ring here. Is this your new X account? If not, I will say that it's an imposter, and I will 100% stand with my man. That I don't think that's him, but it says that, or does he follow? Ugh, hang on. I don't think it's him. Anyway, we need Butters to be replaced by the epic return of David Rosen. Now the bull market is upon us. Oh, it says that. Okay, it says that he's followed by him, so maybe it is. We'll see. We shall see. All right, we'll get to that when we get to that. Remember David Rosen's mom? That shit was hilarious. When David announced his Pokemon turned the NFT narrative, we'd skyrocket over 10 cents. Bro, it's setting up to where that could happen. We're setting up to, oh my god. That probably would take us over 10 cents if they were to announce that in the bull run, and then you have no idea. Abe says, dude, who's the new Mr. Lay? I bet she's a nurse or a cop. Talking about Officer Jenny or Nurse Joy? Like, who's that Pokemon? But who's this? Like, tell me what you're. Oh, you mean like my mystery lady? Why would you think she's a nurse or a cop? I don't think I'd date a nurse. Dating a cop could be useful. They can get you out of stuff, get you out of tickets. They always have their gun on them. So that's, I mean, any real lady's gonna have a gun. Pew pews. Let me hold on. Not sure yet. I texted him. We'll let you know. Anyway, I guess that's gonna be it for I'll have a couple other things that I'll go over. They take care of their man. I, in my experience, and obviously, first off, shout out to people in healthcare, shout out to first responders, shout out to people that help save lives. Love them. But I have seen and have had people that have had experiences with relationships in those fields, and they all get cheated on. Like the nurse, the nursing field is notorious for having cheaters in it. And again, that's not everyone. It's just the rule. There are obviously exceptions. So I don't think I would. I don't think I could. I don't. Can't do it, man. Can't do it. Sit back. Yeah. All right. So let's go over some other news here that I didn't get to. Oh my God, there's so much. All right, we have that. We have the NFTs. Did you know that photons that are entangled with each other look like the yin and the yang symbol? I thought that was heckin' wild. A hospital. Yeah, I've heard. I've heard. I've heard. Lots of slingers there, right? Gary O says 170 three-digit comics. CGC is now making me eye 200. I guess people are really thinking that CGC is going to do digital labels, which they might. They might. Also, 90-year-old Saudi Arabian Salafic cleric writes a fatwa deeming Bitcoin acceptable under Islam, meaning that Bitcoin is now halal. Dude, I could use some halal food. That sounds so good. I want some lamb and rice, and a special little white sauce. Bro, Wendy's and SpongeBob do that collab today, and they have the special secret Krabby Patty sauce, and they have I didn't go, but maybe I will tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll be holding you tight. Oh, sorry. Marketplace is now in public testing. Yep. All right. Went over that. Found peanut butter M&Ms today. I didn't eat them, but thought that was cool. Stephen Duarte saying, nice VeVe official looking at that ball value slowly creeping up. Let's keep this hype train going. Hype train. Whoop, whoop. And then you have the OMI secret rares. There's a buddy of mine that says like, hey, I got these with OMI. I was like, oh my God, that's insane. Or grab these before grabbing the secret rare. Looking forward to New York Comic Con. So that was not with OMI. Beavis Butthead was kids' best kept secret back. Yeah, I guess it was because Simpsons had such like a backlash when I was growing up. Like, oh, this is too raunchy for TV, and you can't be doing that because it's not appropriate for our children. It's like, dude, like it's funny. Come on. South Park had that same thing. It was great. Oh my God, it was great. I don't know. Whenever anyone tries to censor something, it becomes that forbidden fruit. I was talking about this with the mystery lady the other day. It's like, yeah, like when you try to take away, like, so for example, when I was growing up, I was told like girls are bad, no dating girls. So what did I do? It became the biggest freaking man whore in the world. Like it's just you tell a kid not to do something, but that becomes a forbidden fruit. Like it just happens. So when you tell people that like, oh, Simpsons is bad and South Park is bad, what are they gonna do? They're gonna watch it. They're gonna watch it even more. Like when even that's why like when books are banned, like what are you gonna do? You're gonna go on and you're gonna read that book, which is heckin' awesome. Ah, Stephen Duarte says, hello, good sir. Or hello, Stephen. Yeah, went over the State of the Union with O'Malley, Miss Gecko, Ben Rose. This guy named Todd Carnes over on Facebook says, I just noticed some or all collectibles have a max limit. When did that happen? Guess I better go back on track with VeVe and see what changes have happened. Max limit 3 per account. I don't know which ones he's talking about because on the stamps, I had a buddy of mine that bought like 160 of those with no secret rare. And then this other dude also says like, hey, if anyone's interested in getting rid of their penny black stamp, I will trade you my Batwing Exotic #7 on McFarlane Digital. I'm sure there's people I know that use McFarlane Digital, but I don't actively know that they do. I had to go to a VeVe page in order to find this. I just I would not trade anything on VeVe for anything on McFarlane right now. Arnold Lopez says there was no bad marketing. Butters are actually helping spreading the word by giving us more visibility. Okay, so there was someone. Yeah, it was aka Kaki Gaijin or Aza said like, "Hey, thanks Butters because I have when Secret Rare Brown Suit Wolverine came out, he paid 390 gems for it. What is it now? $1,800. So Butters do definitely help in certain situations. And yeah, it's I noticed the peak peak FUD when there was a VeVe FUD space going on, and there was like 50 something people there. The VeVe FUD space was bigger than any other space that I've seen uh for any other like competitor. The other competitors might have like a couple dozen people in there, maybe. But when the VeVe FUD haters have a bigger space than the other positive one, like that VeVe's like clear winner if you didn't know that already the past few years. How many ultra rare raiders do you have? Oh, I don't have any. I should have them, but I don't. Jason Payne in 2000s. Randy, everything you'd be interviewing CEOs, everything. Oh, well, I mean, I've been doing it for years, so you know. Um, I would. I mean, like I said, I've been doing it for years, so at this point, like politicians, royalty, billionaires, there's at this point, it's kind of par for the course. But yeah, the first time I was doing it, I was like, oh shoot, that was fun. That was we had good times there. Um, but if you're asking me 10 years ago, 10 years ago I was in the military. Probably, I mean, I wasn't in finance. I didn't deserve to 10 years ago. I don't know if I deserved to 8 years ago after I was deployed. I mean, maybe like an interview from military point of view, but even in 2017, like I was talking to like CEOs, but they were like, a lot of them were CEOs of like, yeah, we gross like 20 grand a month. And it's like, okay, that's cool, and we need a loan, we'll give you a loan. But that's when I started doing loans where these guys were doing like 6 figures a month. I was like, okay, that was cool. But on YouTube, yeah, at first again, YouTube, I didn't really think that this would be that it would turn into this, that I would turn into the most VeVe, the biggest digital collectible platform in the most disruptive company in one of the biggest industries in the world, and I'm the biggest YouTuber for them. I would never think that when I first started, I was just talking about Pokemon sales data. I was like, Caterpie just went for $100, guys. And I had like 20 people watching me. You at that point you couldn't go live on YouTube unless you had 1,000 followers or 1,000 subscribers. So when I did that, I would have like 5 or 10 people view my stuff for months. I had that for months. I started in early 2020, and then I got like a couple hundred subscribers, and that was up to the couple hundred I got over the course of several months. And then I started covering Earth 2 because again, metaverse and like, hey, if this is coming, if the metaverse finally here, if we can get like a Ready Player One eventually, I think, well, yeah, Pokemon. I think Pokemon could get in, and I think maybe they could get that license. And then I got the 1,000 subscribers. So it really wasn't until early 2021 where I finally started covering VeVe, and I had the 1,000 subscribers. So like a lot of people kind of shifted from Earth 2 over here. I I had been asked by other CEOs in the industry. They made like After Earth and Earth 3 and just the other types of stuff. And they're like, hey, can you make that? And like, I couldn't do that because those things were they weren't scams, but they like were not real either. I thought maybe I'd get Earth 2's CEO, Shane Isaac on, and I still will at some point. Um, but yeah, I started doing podcasts. I think in 2020 with like just people I knew. It was just, but they weren't just like friends. Like, okay, you're a veterinarian, you're CEO of this company. I've been doing this for a while. But obviously, again, to get David on, I mean, I don't know how this happened. I knew that VeVe was the real deal when I saw Al Kahn on. I started making videos like guys. And then, the Earth 2 audience was coming over, and then new people getting into VeVe was coming over. And I think what really gave me that just kind of credibility was because at that time in 2021, I had retired. I had, at 30. And then I had I had two businesses. So it wasn't just like, hey, I'm just a collector, even though I was, and I can give that collecting point of view. And it's like, hey, I've spent $80,000 on one Pokemon card. I've been collecting these. Like, I know what collectors want, what collectors need, but also being successful in those ventures, whether it was boxing or it was in the military or it was in the veterinary field, and then getting into finance. Like, okay, well, I've done a lot of these things, and I've invested in tech before. I can tell them what to look out for. I can tell them like what's good and what's bad. And a lot of the other people, like when Cavell started, Cavell was very good at getting engagement. So I think his previous channel had like 300,000 subscribers before he made like a VeVe one, and it was about gaming. But a lot of these other people that were coming on, they were like, "Hey, I really like this," and they were charismatic. You had great characters. You had Johnny Don. I can sit here all day naming them, but it's just I think the thing that made me a little bit more, because I was already doing interviews with a bunch of other CEOs. I'd put in more time than absolutely anyone. Um, at the peak of it, like 2022, I was doing. I was literally streaming for like 6 hours a day, 7 hours a day, because it'd be like three to 4 hours every stream, and it would only be like in this stream I talked for 40 minutes before I got to questions. But in the past, it was, hey, let me talk for 10 minutes, and then we answer these questions. And like, I get it. There's 272 people here right now, and that's great. I love you guys. But I would have 400, 500 people there, like by myself. Nobody to stream. Like when you streamed, you'd get 700, 800, 1,000 people. But the comments were just everything was new. They're like, what's this going to be worth? What's that going to be worth? And again, we were in that bull market. But I think what really helped me is just having that experience, having that wealth, and getting a lot of people in. And David kind of saw that. It's like, okay, let me go on. So he's been on a bunch of times. But again, going from where I was as a YouTuber in 2020 to suddenly that next year getting a bunch of people on and getting these things on, it was wild. And then in 2022, when now you have the movie stars, now you have politicians, now you have royalty. Now it's like, okay, and then it continues. It didn't happen all at once. Just baby steps. Gabriel Jones is Randy. I miss the old apartment days with the Patreon subscriber shout, Patreon member shout out. I miss those too. Names on the fridge and wondering if you'd rather buy 10K Todd or 10K Steamboat Willie. Those are great times. I mean, we'll get those again. And so how in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, Obi-Wan Kenobi or Ben Kenobi, he scares these like sand people away, the Tusken Raiders, and Luke's like, that was great, that was wonderful, and Ben's like, yes, but they'll return, and this time in greater numbers. We'll get that back. Like, we will return to these, those prices, and it will be in greater numbers. You'll see greater users, and you'll see greater prices. So that'll happen. And take a year, but we'll be excited on the way up when Reso reaches 1,000, 1,100 again. It's like, we have confirmed sales now for Reso for 1,100. Right now, I think we have confirmed sales for like 700 or 800. The floor is like 900-ish. And Todd had reached, I think, 600 the other day. So again, you don't just go up in a straight line. You do have to come back down. So we were at like 300 something for Todd, I mean, go to like close to 600. Now we're down to like 530. You know, consolidate. We'll go to the next leg up. But so yeah, that'll happen. Mo Collections is, hey, yo, what up? Flippy Love VeVe says Foster made a video about a step-by-step video for Stacker. Yes, it is very good. You gotta love that. You gotta love that stuff. Turtle Golf saying hop on over to Real Randy Chavez stream afterwards. Oh, gotta love him. Give him those hearts. Yeah, shout out to O'Milly too. He had like 160 people there at one point. He's doing good. Gotta love that. Now, obviously, part of that is just because Ben was there as well, but that was really fun. Gary O is saying there's some deals over on Stacker World. Made my first purchase with OMI Superman. Wow. So yeah, this is wild. The Stacker floor was $286. Meanwhile, the VeVe floor is $345. So if you're getting this, 60 something dollars off. Yeah. So he did it. He paid. Now, my man paid 720,000 OMI to do that. And I was like, well, Charles, that's not even a million OMI. I get it, but that's purchase initiate. Oh man, can I do that? That's great. Yeah, the difference is like $58. Well, I guess that's after everything. That's 345. Yeah, so that's good for him. Good for him. Love it. VeVe Wheel says, "Let's go. Let's get this bread. I love this game." Azza says that's pretty good. I need to diversify back into OMI, so I guess the way is to discount it a bit. Yeah, and I've done that as well. I'll go to the Stacker account right now. I'll show you guys what I've sold and what I want to sell. So I'll go to my. Yeah, so Stacker has this issue where it's not showing all of the sales. It's not even showing the. All right, hold on. Let's go to my listings, and let's go to my transactions. So it shows that I sold a Dolce Little Mermicorno thing. I sold a bunch of stamps. My original Au, a Decon mascot, some more stamps. But it doesn't show the Lucky Rosso Dragon, not the gold one, the Lucky Rosso Dragon, the little red one that came with that. So it doesn't show all the transactions. I am missing a few dollars worth of OMI here. So if I go to my wallet, it says I only have like $15 worth of OMI. It should be like 19. Again, I'm not tripping. They're still in kind of like beta. But yeah, that's it for right now. And that's on base. And then I got nothing on ETH, which is fine. I don't need it. But let's see what else I have. What's in my listings? I don't think there's too much. Might not be anything, but I'll let you know. But what I want to go and sell is I want to go and sell one of my golden tickets. And then I also want to go and sell one of my logos. Because, like, dude, like if I sell number 41, I'm gonna get like 200 million OMI. And that's at a discount. It's like my number 41 logo is listed at 100K on VeVe right now. Nobody should pay that. But if I discount it and be like, yo, you only got to pay like $80,000 worth in OMI, and I get like 200 something million, I'll probably do that. But for 100K, they would get the number 41 of all my logos and the card that David had. So maybe we do that. But let's list some stuff, shall we? What you have to do is you have to go to your vault, and then you have to click the available stacker, toggle over there, and then you just take a look. Like, all right, hey, cool. I have 49 of something. What is that? The lunar year rabbits, right? So I go and I see like, okay, the price on here is $1.37. So I'll go to mine that I own, and I will sell for OMI. And okay, so it's $1.37. So what is this going to be? 3,000 OMI, 32% below floor, $1.19, right? I'm gonna hit initiate. After it says initiate, it says you're about to at least list a collectible 32% below floor. I will confirm that listing, and listing initiated, and that's pretty much it. So it's pretty much how you do it. But yeah, let's go and see what else we can do here. What do you think of all the XRP ETF filings? Ooh, I don't know. Oh god. Sorry, I'm old. I'm old. You gotta excuse me there. Let's see what we have here. Let me see if I can. What else am I going to sell? Oh, I'll sell a Dolce. The XRP ETF listings, I'm not sure. VeVe Wheel says we kick ass all day, all night, every day, all night. All right, let's go to a Dolce. Thank you, VeVe Wheels. We love you. Now, Dolce, its floor price is $3.58. So I'm going to go in my own. I don't know how I own 11 of these, but I do. So is it $3.58? Um, let's go to. Mm, we'll do 8,000 OMI, which is currently 17% below floor. Um, initiate. Yep, I'm about to initiate for 17% below floor. Waiting for confirmation. Listing initiated, which is really nice. But yes, we do kick ass. I don't know what to make about the XRP ETF filings. Are they? I haven't really looked into them. I mean, XRP to the moon, I guess. You know, they'll be. Let's see what the rest of the market is doing. I haven't really taken a look at that. Let's go and take a look, shall we? Bitcoin at 62, down about 0.5% on the day. Ethereum flat. BNB is up 2%. XRP is pretty flat, 53 cents, but they are $30 billion market cap. Jesus, that's so much. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot. A lot. Yo, zombie. I'm so hungry. Zombie. Oh. Hey, sorry, Sendex OMI stacking for free. OMI is no longer available. Rip in pasta. Rip in pastula. Let me see what we have here. Doge down 1.5. Coin up. I'm sorry, Tron up 2.5. Cardano down 2.5. Avalanche or AVAX down 1.5. Shiba Inu down 1.5. I mean, again, it's pretty flat, but some things are outliers. I don't see anything up or down more than 10%, which is fine. I'm not tripping. I want to see how flow's doing because I have a good amount of flow. Down about 0.5%, 53 cents. Egads. I like to compare Flow and Brett. They have nothing to do with each other, but they're just fun. Flow has a $826 million market cap. Brett has 877 million. Flow will reach tens of billions. Can't wait for it. VeVe Magic says you. Oh shoot, I didn't check to see if Prince Vendor says it. Okay, cool. Yes, that is Prince Vendor's new account. I'm going to go. Yes, it is. I will follow him back. This is a new account. Opening my palace to the LGBTQ plus community helped me transform a personal tragedy into hope. I love him. I can't wait to have him back on the podcast. Can't wait to go visit him soon. I don't know when I'm doing that yet, but I will visit him soon. The power. Oh, I love this man. Yeah, Mr. MC1 got a follow. The yeah, the Mr. Yeah, good times. Anyway, where was I? It's only staking for free. Omi is no longer available. Interesting. Coolmo says only less than 700 points now. It was like 737, and then now it's 699 for 10 million. It means more people are stacking on the app. I don't know why they wouldn't just put it to Stacker, unless again Stacker is already valuing that. Oh, Lex Friedman saying those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. Voltaire, love that man. Just scooped up the very first manga, Ultraman on the VeVe. 3-digit mints, about 13 of them. Probably nothing to see here. Oh, VeVe Zombie going wild. Nothing dance now. They get into overtime. Sorry. VeVe Zombie saying wild. Let me go to my vault again. I'll list some more stuff in Stacker for y'all. Available on Stacker. Okay, I'm gonna move out of there because I don't want to sell things that I just have one of. I want to sell things that I have multiple of. Like, what is this? Oh, I have 3 flippies, but I can't sell my flippies. I'm not gonna sell those. So I'm gonna keep my what's that called? Happy Tree Friends stuff. But a lot of this stuff I only have one of. Really concerning. I do not want to sell the things that I have one of. Now, when they do the what's that called? If we get Disney and Marvel, maybe I can sell one of my alligator Lokis. Maybe. but maybe not, maybe not. VeVe gold and silver ticket. I'm trying to think if I need any. Do I need two? That's going to be used for other stuff. So I won't sell it yet, but I should, because I could get 1 million OMI for it, but I won't. VeVe gold logo, I could get so much. I could, you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to my VeVe listings. My gold and silver logos is for 100K. I'm going to remove that listing, and I'm going to I'm going to have to be very careful here. Listing on this floor is 6,500. I own two. So go to my number 41, which is no longer listed on VeVe. I don't know why should have updated. Oh, it still says listed on VeVe. But it's not. It's not listed on VeVe. I swear it's not. It dragged me. It hyperlinks. Okay, sell for OMI. 200 million OMI. That is $79,326. Ooh, and 0 cents. Very nice. Yep. So if I initiate this, I would get I would only get 192 million OMI, because the success fee is 4%. So 2.5% for VeVe and 1.5% for Stacker, I guess. I don't know if I should do it for $76,000. Of course I can. Maybe I should. I will edit it to make it 205 million. Yes, 205 million only. And then if I initiate that, I would get 196.8 million. So that's a little bit better than 190. So yeah, and now 8.2 million OMI would be burned if I did this. So I'm going to confirm the listing. Again, you see right here, number 41, 205 million OMI sell price, $81,299.18. I will confirm that listing. Close window, and now it's pending. Sorry. Cool, Mo. I have a bunch of things on Stacker. I wonder if any mad lad will do it. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I was have you talked about the CGC being very important when it comes to numbers on comments? I have, but all right, hold on. Let me refresh this listing. There are 8 of them. Oh, there's actually. Oh, it doesn't say what, but there's somebody with number 474 listing for 200 million. Oh, the number 45 is for 24,000, 60 million OMI. Not bad. But I did that, but we're just not sure if they do that digitally. C29 Rome said, sup, like number 27, smash that like button. Meow. All right, so let's see if anyone buys the number 41 for 205 million OMI. Let's see. Vault. Yeah, let's go to the vault. And then we're gonna try to list some more stuff on Stacker, shall we? I don't need page 1 of 16 or 2 of 16 or even 3 of 16. And yo, that Ecomi secret rare logo is $1,300. Not bad. Okay. The Lucky Rosso gold is. Oh, maybe I should try to sell. It's too low. It's too low. I'm not gonna try to sell it yet. No data available. What do you mean? Ugh. All right, hold on. It says page 1. I was only on page like 4 of 16, and they said it was like, oh no, I can't see it all yet. Lucky let me click on the Lucky Rosso and see. Oh, they have it. Well, somebody has it already. 1.3 million on the list. I'm not gonna. Not going to do that. Not going to stop for that low. Gabriel Jones says we need to get Bezoge Man into Stacker. Oh! Yeah, we probably should. I don't need to be on page 16 of 16, right? Oh my god. Yeah, all right. I think that's all it goes to right now. Could you imagine if like I see this change and suddenly it says, okay, yeah, now I have another, I'll almost double my list. I'll pretty much double my OMI. That'd be nuts. That'd be wild. Anyway, I think that yeah, I'm trying to talk to Bezoge Man. I'll see if that can work. I'll see if that can happen. I'll keep you all posted. But that'll be it for me today. Shout out to 300 people that are here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I love you all. Bye, guys. Meow. Never mind, I'll find